there guys, this is Cloud the Dinosaur King, and today I'm back with another video. So today I will be doing another episode of Dinotuber Revolution. So today I will be discussing Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, Tyrannosaurus Rex is like the most well-known dinosaur ever. Now, within the past few days, there's been a spark of excitement within a lot of Jurassic Park fans because on the Y-Rex specimen, there was some skin impressions that showed scales, and people went crazy. You have to remember, these are pieces of skin, of scales, no small, like, that big, on an animal 40 feet long. Like, this is in 1/40th scale, so 40 of these equal how long a Tyrannosaurus Rex was. And this is 13 inches long, so imagine that. But also, the scales were from, like, right here, and I think right here, and on the side. That's areas where paleontologists think Tyrannosaurus Rex would have had scales or skin. Truthfully, I would have thought it had skin. In fact, I found a little bit ago, from laser paleontology, showed that scales can coexist with feathers, as in scales can be under feathers. With Anchiornis, a specimen was observed where with lasers, and the laser pictures came back showing that there were feathers growing over top of the scales. So maybe the babies had feathers over that area, but then as they got older, they lost those feathers over on those areas, and the scales would have been exposed. Now, there's no real evidence with this of modern birds. Even with my pet chickens, 3 of them, originally 4, have feathers on their feet, and I've been looking to see if any feathers are sticking out of the scales, but no. All of it's just skin on the feet. The feathers stick out like this way, and then like they stick out from the toes this way, and then a bunch of them stick out from the ankle, but no scales under those feathers. But with Anchiornis, yes, there were some scales under the feathers, and that changes everything we know about dinosaurs. For all we know, Tyrannosaurus Rex, which I don't agree with this at all, I think this. For all we know, baby Tyrannosauruses could have had feathers, and then they completely lost them as adults. For all we know, that could be right. Still don't believe that, though. But it'll never convince me. Nothing will convince me to believe it unless it's the truth. Like, really the truth. But, yeah, anyway, getting on to more Tyrannosaurus stuff. Tyrannosaurus Rex, like all theropod dinosaurs, couldn't pronate its hands, which means it couldn't, like, this is your Tyrannosaurus hand, it couldn't do this. It had to face its arms inward like this in order for them to not break, because if a creature ever twisted its hand in the wrong way, then it would break its wrist. In fact, I've heard a joke on the Dinosaur Toy Forum about Velociraptor. I don't remember who posted this, but if you posted this and you're watching this, please let me know. They were saying the velociraptor uses its wings to balance onto the person or something, while the Jurassic Park velociraptor curls up in a ball due to its broken wrists, and that's due to the pronating. But yes, they had to face their hands inwards at all times. Let's see, what else? They probably had, like, a throat pouch. Like, my Tyrannosaur drawings, they all have throat pouches. That's because there was some skin impressions found of Tarbosaurus that shows some baggy skin around the neck, and that could be evidence of a throat pouch. Now, that would actually be pretty cool, like, almost like a frigate bird, or, I don't know, maybe, more like a bearded dragon. Well, less like a bearded dragon because there were no scales, but the males may have been able to puff up their throat pouches to display to the females, and also to ward off rivals. The throat pouch probably would have been brightly colored. In my Electrosaurus drawing, which I'll actually get it right now, in my Electrosaurus drawing, I drew the throat pouches to be a red base color with different patterns on it. This male has like an oval shape. This one has like a cross with two ovals on the side. But yes, they probably would have had unique patterning, like humans have unique fingerprints or giraffes have unique spots. They would have had something like that. And yeah, they probably would puff it up to attract a mate or to threaten a rival. And yeah, probably if fights broke out between them, the males would puff up their throats, and that might have scared away the other male. But if it didn't, he risked never getting a mate again because the male would probably aim for the throat pouch and pop the throat pouch because it would have been very thin when stretched out. Even when not stretched out, the male could bite the throat and pierce the throat pouch. And the throat pouch would have been opened like a balloon where air is passed in, probably from the windpipe, into the throat pouch. Actually, it may have been an air sac, but it might have been like like an air sac in it or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how throat pouches work. Or maybe it's more like an iguana. Well, probably less like an iguana. But iguanas, their dewlaps, as it's called, they have this cartilage thing that also controls their tongue, and it attaches, and if that breaks, they can't move their tongue, they can't move their dewlap. But the iguanas, and I know this from personal experience, they will move that in when they're tucking it away, and out when they're displaying it, and they'll bob their heads and shake it around like a flag. In fact, this iguana right here, you can kind of see the bone, the cartilage right there, but that's not how Tyrannosaur throat pouches would have worked. They would have worked like a frigate bird's. But anyway, like, getting back to what I was originally saying, they would have puffed them up like a balloon, puffing air into it, and it would have become very, very thin. If they puffed too much air into it, which I don't think was possible, it would pop, and like anything, if you put something sharp into it, the throat pouch would pop, and it would never be able to open up again, so bye-bye girls for the Tyrannosaurus Rex, or the Tyrannosaur. Um, but yeah, this model doesn't have a throat pouch. It might be a female. It does have some baggy skin right here. Yeah, going back to feathers. This Tyrannosaurus Rex, it's scaly in the throat, in the face, in the feet, and the fingers. But all of this right here, that's all skin. So if you look closely, that's really all skin right there. I don't really know why it's like that, but sometimes ostriches can be like that. Yeah, the adults would have lost some of their, probably would have lost some of their feathers like ostriches as they got older. Okay, so what else should I talk about? Okay, I think, well, actually let me talk about the arms of Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, the arms of Tyrannosaurus Rex were about 3 feet long. They had 2 fingers, and unlike the useless arms of a Belosaurus like this Rajasaurus, the arms, they could actually move them less around than a Belosaurus, because a Belosaurus, let me just put this back. A Belosaurus, their arms, pretty much, they folded them to the side, but they could do all sorts of motions with them. They could actually move them out, like this, and that causes some scientists to speculate that they would have had some very brightly colored features on their arms to help attract mates, and also their horns would have been brightly colored. But Tyrannosaurus Rex, they could actually move their elbows. They would be able to move their arms like a human would, not like an Abelosaurid where they could only rotate them around. Abelosaurids have very weird arms. I'll talk about that in a later video. But yeah, their arms were actually very, very strong, and for a while it was thought that they could be used to push them off the ground. I don't really think that anymore because the arms were probably too short, and they could probably get up by themselves. They wouldn't need arms to get up on their own. Even Abelosaurids, they don't need their arms. They've got long legs, they've got a tail for balance. They can do it. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. And I'll probably be doing another episode of Dinotuber Revolution right after this. So stay tuned. Please take care. Have a great day. Bye.